Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, the 29th, I believe, of May. We had a lovely Memorial Day sale. I'm sure a lot of you bought a lot of stuff because I noticed a lot of sales on RPG Now, so I'm very thankful for that. And we're ending to the end of the month. All the fun, exciting things that are going on here. So, what fun and exciting things are going on here? Well, we're still waiting to get back another section of the Obsidian Apocalypse piece, which will leave us 3 done and 1 more to go. We had someone look over the environments and hazards, which I think are phenomenal. I think we've cleaned up. One of the biggest ones that I was kind of upset with initially when it came out was Night Wall, which I think now I think will be excellent. I think it'll even terrify people even more so, and I think the effects will be great. I think the work that was done on it was excellent, and I can't wait to see it come out. Eric Henley, I believe, did the work on getting those environmental issues and hazards up to code, as it were. So expect to see that out very, very soon. I also pitched another project with Jeff Lee being the project manager on this to Mike Kimmel, and that should be coming out in a couple weeks. We're not going to reveal it just yet. I think when people see it, it's something that people have been asking for, which is kind of funny, because it's one of those things of, oh yes, this is an automatic good. This is a good product. Yes, this is a good product, and a lot of people will want to see it. A lot of people find it interesting. A lot of people will think it's a good product to have. So I think it will be perfect for us. It's really more of a generic Pathfinder product more than excuse me, than Obsidian Apocalypse or being for Neo Exodus, but it's a cool piece that I think people who have it will enjoy it and be thankful that we did it. I'm hoping to have a little bit more of that when we get some more material back in. But I said it will be more mainstream generic than specialized Pathfinder stuff. One of the cool stuff. Oh, I can tell you that I downloaded, of course, like I'm sure a lot of people are, I downloaded Ultimate Campaign, and literally I only had maybe 4 minutes to look at it. And the first part I found to be very, very interesting. A lot of the, your background and stuff like that. I was like, that's kind of interesting. The stuff that really excites me, which is just the person I am, is a lot of the buildings and empire building and king. I literally got into the first couple pages of it, and I was very, very excited. So you can expect to see a product from, or maybe probably a product or 3 from us on those coming out, because I have some cool ideas that I'd like to see. And when I read a little bit better and I get to know it a little bit better, I'm going to probably be assigning some work to some people. So a little more generic. There will be some stuff that's specifically for New Exodus, but I think it will be interesting enough that people will find it useful. Like I said, I'm barely into it, and I've already found it very, very useful. So to really dig into this book, I'll be very, very happy. And and people have been saying, oh, it's a player's book, it's a GM's book. I'm like, is it a useful book? There's some GM books that are useful books for GMs and players. So, I mean, there's some things that, Ultimate Combat, Ultimate Magic are 100% player books. So, I don't think every book has to be useful for both, but, if it is, that's great. This just happens to be one that's useful for GMs. It'd be no different to me than, what was it? NPC Codex. Jeez, for some reason I couldn't get that out of my head. But I think it's a good product. It looks like a good product. I'm very impressed. The production looks great. Jason Rainville had a piece of art in it that he happened to talk about on his Facebook page that I happened to see, and it looks perfect. The positioning he was talking about all makes sense. Great looking piece. I'm sure he's going to have some more work in there. Yeah, Jason did the original cover for Obsidian Twilight. So, and I'm debating if even have him do the next cover. I'm still debating what I'm going to do about the cover, because you know how that goes. You get an idea, then you go, well, how about we do this idea? And I'm leaving nothing not open. I'm trying to be as open as possible with this. And, maybe I might even go a very traditional comic book route and get a comic book artist I know. But I don't know if he does coloring. I know he does, I know he does pencils, of course, but I don't know if he does coloring work. So I might have to actually get him to do the pencil work and then someone else do the coloring. But I think we're going to have this thing. No, am I kidding? The cover will be done when the cover is done. I'm not going to put any dates or anything on it. When I find the right piece of art or the right piece that I think will that basically says says Obsidian Apocalypse, or the right artist who does that, I think that would be the big catch. I mean, I've always been one person who tries to make sure our art is always top-notch, and very unique looking, and very, very cool looking. So sometimes it's difficult to get the right piece that you want, but you're always like, oh, well, what about this artist? Well, what about that artist? What about... So I'm going through that right now. But it looks like, of course, in the same spot every day, this does it, but I think this is kind of funny. When I make that turn. So what I'm thinking is that we'll probably have, wow, the book probably done by the end of the, well, not the end of this month, end of June. All the hard stuff we've gone through, all the stuff gone through editing, and then realistically, they'll start going in layout, and that's basically me. And I'll be getting a couple more pieces of art, but I mean, that part of stuff I've already done the research for and gotten the artwork for that. So that was pretty much sold, ready to go. I just got to see what more stuff we're going to add to it. I'm very happy the way I think Obsidian Apocalypse is going to look. I think it's going to have a great appeal. I think it's going to be one of those books that, of course, is going to be popular at Halloween. We're going to push it to Halloween. But I think there's going to be a lot of people who want to see more of this kind of stuff. So this line will probably be expanding. I'll probably go back to the old stuff that we did, clean those all up, get them all updated, and put them online. So I expect to see that stuff, I'm guessing, sometime, 2014. Also, oh, that's right, if you didn't notice, for another project for 2014 is our Empire of Tears. I put the rewards up that I'd like to have for the Kickstarter, and like I said, these are what I would like to have. None of this is set in stone. It's all just ideas that I think are very kind of cool, and I think would be cool rewards. What I did different also is I made the book black and white at a much higher level. It's I think it was $70, $75 where we put the black and white copy in, and then $115 you put a color version in. So, and I mean, there's some people who like color books. I mean, it's just the problem with color books when you do print on demand. Color books are more expensive, and that's the best way to put it. You can try to clean it up, make it sound nicer, but it's more expensive. And when it's more expensive, it means you got to pay more. That's just the way it is. And thankfully enough, we do, I'd say, all of our art already in color. So we've already had that kind of expense built into our side. So we made sure that, yeah, we can afford to do this. It's a color book. I'm sure the black and white book will look nice, but the color book will look excellent because, I mean, once again, it's color. I just wish there was a way that you could do color and black and white together, side by side, and make it very easy for people to get, and for a reasonable price. Because I think most people want their books in color. It's just the cost of color books are so expensive, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, we've kept costs very, very low on our books because of black and white printing and the print on demand. And some people said to us, which I thought it was kind of funny, they're like, oh, you should really go to traditional print. You'll get a much better rate on the books, and then you can have them when everybody needs them. And my theory on that is like, well, okay, I could print out 10,000 copies that cost me, $1 a piece, but I still got to move 10,000 copies. If I get one at a time, it costs me $3. Well, yeah, I lose money, but I really don't, because I order what I need, and our money isn't stuck in product that may or may not sell. Because I mean, you heard about that when 3.0 first came out with OGL. People were buying massive print runs of books. There's no way they could have oversold. I mean, there were just ridiculous numbers of print runs. 10,000 copies of a book. Never heard from these guys before. Company never seen from. They got the price down so low. It was like, oh, it's only going to be like $8,000. Hey, $8,000, 10,000 copies. We'll sell these and make tons of money. They'll sell like 100 copies or 200 copies. My theory was always real simple. I don't mind, as they say, leaving money on the table if it means I don't have to go broke. But I'm very much a believer in make sure you have a good cash flow, make sure your money comes in at regular time, make sure that you have money left over for emergencies, because emergencies always happen when you least expect them and the worst time possible. That's what they're called, emergencies. So, spending $8,000 on a product, let it sit on the shelves and let it dole out for the next, year and a half or so is not a good idea for me. I'd rather pay the higher cost, get the higher cost, quicker sell through. And that's even you can basically you can control your demand, is a better way to put it. I think that doing print on demand, especially with books, is kind of a win-win. And nowadays, you can basically get it down to a price point. I know for myself, I always said the magic price point is, if you can sell at $19, a printed book, $19, 150 pages, you can basically do very, very well in print on demand. That's a great price point. It's a great price point to retail. Everyone will be happy. It's a good deal all around. On top of that, it makes it easy for me to offer, a trial kit, like a starter kit that we offer. We offer a starter kit in all of our Kickstarters. Hey, if you're a new store, you want to support this Kickstarter, but you really don't know much about us, you don't know much about the company, but you think you'd like to bring another brand into your store, we'll give you, some starting books for a price of, $25. You get the books in your store, you can test it out. It's only $25. We're giving it to you at a massive discount to what you get. I mean, it's better than a distributor will do, and we just for first-time guys, because we want you to get your product in your store. We want you to take a look at our product. We want you to say, oh, okay, this is a pretty cool product. This worked very well for me. Oh, I like this product. Let's go with it. I think that's a win. I think that's kind of the win you want to have. So I'm very much on board with that. All right, so it's 11 and a half minutes in already. What else is left? We've still got more stuff that I'm waiting for, of course. I haven't assigned any artwork in a while, but I'm waiting for stuff to come back. And I got to check the status of my artists, because this being the summer, a lot of people who are artists and also do comics, this is the big season for them. This is the season they'll be traveling to conventions, to different locations, to San Diego, to sell, be sold, get their products seen, get themselves seen, and that kind of stuff. With that, I still have to continue working on Grand Theft Exodus. I mean, that's one of those ideas that I love the idea of doing it, but it's just such a hassle to do because there's so many moving parts to it. And it's like I said, we got pretty farther than I thought we would, but just a lot of timing issues in my part and getting this to make sure the stuff in the PDF is going. And as I said, once again, a million moving little parts, it makes it difficult for you to get everything out like the way you want. So that's it. Here's something I want to do. I want to tell everybody about. I would like to do a guest hosting, co-hosting situation. Maybe not people driving the car with me, but that would be kind of cool and crazy at the same time. But maybe we could do like a Google Hangout, so we could talk a little bit more, give people a little more behind the scenes info. Because I've noticed on Google Plus, a lot of people are asking more and more questions about things, and how do you do this, and who's the best person to get involved with that. And I said, let's get some more publishers involved, and let's just sit here and talk about stuff. It's going to be kind of, I'd say, less promotional of our stuff, but more talk about how to be a better publisher. And I think that's another part to it right there. So if you're interested in something like that, send me an email. We can set it up. We'll do it in Google Hangout. We'll record it. We'll put it online. Everyone will be happy. It's some more just transparency agenda. I like the concept of telling people kind of cool stuff they don't know. Also check out our blog, of course. We've added some more links at the bottom about websites you can use to find free stuff. One of the newest things, I found a website to find more free music, and there's a ton of it on this. So it's go to our blog. What is our blog? lpjd.blogspot.com. It's so long, Or you can go to our website and click the link on top that says blog, goes right to it. So check that out. All right, I'm almost to work, and it's a crappy day in Florida, which means it's incredibly gray and rainy. Which for Florida, rainy is no big thing, but gray is. Okay, this is what I'm guessing what Seattle probably looks like on a regular day. Another reason I'm never moving there. All right, everybody. I love you, and I'll talk to you later.